A walk with God requires an intimate relationship, which God fervently desires. After all, He is our Father and we are His children. At the time of creation, this intimate relationship existed. Adam and Eve heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. We need to consider the Hebrew to fully appreciate this very special relationship. We will start with, they heard the sound of the Lord God. Listen now to the Hebrew. Vayishma'u et kol Adonai Elohim. The English translation says, they heard the sound of the Lord, but the Hebrew declares that they heard the voice of the Lord. Then the Hebrew continues to tell us what God is doing. Mit halech bagan, which has been translated walking in the garden. Do you recognize the three-letter root for walk, which is halach? But mit halach is an unusual form of this verb. For those of you who know Hebrew, it is a hitpael participle. This form is used in Hebrew for extreme emphasis that returns the action back to God. A feeble attempt at an English translation might be, God Himself walking in the garden. But the Hebrew is so much more powerful. Adonai Elohim mit halech in the garden. When Moses was giving the children of Israel God's statutes and judgments, he told them, the Lord your God is walking mit halech in the midst of your camp to deliver you and to defeat your enemies. Now we can turn to this powerful verb when it refers to mankind, that is, to us. You will hear the Hebrew word tam, which describes the perfect unblemished animal that was given in sacrifice to God. Mit halech be tamo tzaddik. The one walking in a perfect unblemished condition is tzaddik, that is, righteous. That is what we must become to walk with God. Of course, complete perfection is not possible today in our sinful condition, but I always say, God only sees the heart. So when our heart desires to grow closer to God, then we will undergo a maturing process that draws us closer and closer to our God as we begin to walk with Him. The verse that we started with in Genesis has a powerful ending. When Adam and Eve heard the voice of the Lord God who was walking in their midst, the garden is described as Leruach Hayom. The English translation is walking in the cool of the day, but that is not what the Hebrew tells us. The Lord God was walking in the Ruach, the spirit of the day. So as we mature in our relationship with God, we will become more and more immersed and covered by His loving and guiding Spirit.